This episode of The Drive Home with Matt Burton proudly sponsored by No Blot Jewelers, a break from the ordinary. Check them out at noblotjewelers.com. That's Noblot, N-O-B-L-O-T, jewelers.com. A break from the ordinary.
Ladies and gentlemen,
what's up? This is Mr. LG, and you are listening to The Drive Home with Matt Burton.
Begins in 3, 2, 1, go.
And we're back for another segment of It's That Time, folks. The Drive Home with Matt Burton's Stupid News Roundup. So, Becca, Stupid News Roundup here with your favorite stupid news anchors, Matt Burton and Becca DeGregory. We got a couple of stupid news, Becca.
What are you going to get me into this time?
I'm going to get you into a lot. A couple different things here. A bank robber shows up too early twice. It turns out being an early bird is not a good thing when you're trying to get into bank robbing. Not once, but twice. In one day, a man matching the same description tried to get in two separate banks. He was actually in Des Moines, Iowa. The first time, he was 3 hours early because that particular day, the credit union wasn't open until 11 a.m.
What do you want? Like, I would want to rob a bank when it's not open.
Really?
Because I don't have to deal with anybody.
Yeah, but you still would want to, get in there and say, "Hey, give me your money." If I rob a bank, I'm gonna ask for the money. I'm not just going.
See, I think I would be more sneaky about it. Like, I would just wait till they were closed and sneak in and get the money.
You think?
Definitely, I don't have to worry about casualties and that's issues.
Yeah.
And instead of just a bank robbing charge, now I've got to deal with all the people and too much.
Well, the second time, he was 15 minutes early and he fled after seeing the cop inside. So, turns out that the officer was making his rounds warning the banks about the robbery. So, no arrests were made. So I guess he didn't get caught, but he was still. But you know what though, punctuality, is that a word? Punctuality? Yeah, that's a word. Punctuality is great, but
that would definitely not be me.
Not when a robber. Yeah.
Not at all.
Not you. No, you are late for.
I would be.
Becca will
late.
say, "Hey, Becca, what time is it?" Well, ask me in 20 minutes, and then it might be 10 minutes before I tell you. No, you're punctual at something.
I mean, I can be punctual.
You sneeze on time. You sneeze in perfectly time. It's kind of stupid anyway. Stupid joke for the stupid news roundup here. So Ronald McDonald, my boy Ronald McDonald, gets nabbed on drug charges. Can you believe that?
That is what causes trust issues.
What, Ronald McDonald?
Ronald McDonald, he's already super scary, terrifying.
My boy Ronnie. So anyway, cops in Manchester, New Hampshire, planning on investigating graffiti spotted in town. When they arrived on the scene, they noticed a man walking behind an electrical box and dropped something. After investigating, one officer found an empty hypodermic needle in the spot. The other officer said he saw a clear baggie hanging from the man's pocket. Oh, and by the way, the man's name is Ronald McDonald.
Well, clearly hamburgers and French fries were not cut.
Not our beloved not my idol Ronald McDonald, my good friend Ronald.
How is he your idol?
He's Ronald McDonald.
He's terrifying.
He's not terrifying. He's America's favorite clown. Your favorite clown. You love clowns.
I do not love clowns.
Yeah. Well, you like me, So yes, so that's right. His name is Ronald McDonald, not the famous red-headed clown from McDonald's, but a man named Ronald McDonald. The police found 3.3 grams of heroin in McDonald's sock. So he's now facing possession of controlled substance. No update on the graffiti situation, though. sadly. But I hear him and the the two-man gang, the Burger King and Wendy is went out starting trouble there. So in other news for the Drive Home with Matt Burton stupid news roundup, the bank robber discovered hiding in a couch. Not the same bank robber that we talked about earlier, but police were on a manhunt for Francisco Hernandez after an investigation found that he was a suspect in a recent robbery. Authorities went to his Ventura, California home to find him, and thanks to a police dog, Hernandez was discovered hiding in the couch that had been modified. He was taken in without incidents on suspicion of robbery. I mean, if you robbed a bank, I ain't going back and getting in my lazy boy. I am going to Colombia, and I ain't talking about South Carolina. I'm talking about Colombia, or what's a good island I could go to?
I'm still stuck on what kind of modifications he had to put a full-grown man hiding in a couch.
Well, I mean, it's got to be a big couch. But you think about it, I mean, some of these couches, they're kind of small,
Like, clearly he was not thinking that one out. I'm sure, he probably just walked up and, you could just see the human-sized lump in the couch.
Really? You think that, just a big old lump?
Well, I mean, what else could he do? The couches aren't that deep unless it is the world's biggest couch.
Oh, yes. Well, that is kind of, yeah. Well, could you see me kind of hiding in a lump? Big old lump of couch.
You'd almost do better just throwing blankets over top of you.
Yeah. So, in other news here, a senator finds out that 9 years later, he never won the election. 9 years later. So, once again, not in America, folks. This is actually, since he was, well, actually, no. Let me go back and look. Yes. The bottom line is that since he's born in New Zealand, an Australian senator's 9 years in office technically should not have happened. So after winning 3 elections, an Australian senator realized that he technically never won any of them. Since the man was born in New Zealand, he was ineligible to run in the first place.
So, how do they go about that?
Who knows?
Served for 9 years, so they say just haha, just kidding.
Haha, just kidding. Thanks for all the good stuff.
Or do they? I think they would probably just let him continue.
You think?
Well, if he's won 3 elections,
So in the past 9 years, he's won, like you said. He's won 9 elections, and now they just thanks for nothing.
Here's your grab bag. Thanks for playing.
Yeah, really, thanks for playing. So now he's leaving office. The government could demand that he pay back his salary and other expenses. They're the freaking idiots that let him stay on.
Technically their fault. If they let him come on and got elected, clearly it's their fault.
Yeah. So for the past 9 years, Scott Laudman has been working as a senator in Australia. Yes, like I was trying to be down under there. He won the 3 parliamentary, is that a word?
Parliamentary?
Yeah, that's right. Elections and the deputy leader of the Minor Greens Party. As it turns out, he should have never run in the first place. Laudman was born in man, these are some hard cities. Palmerston, North New Zealand, and moved to Perth, Australia, when he was 3 years old. And according to the Australian Constitution, a citizen of foreign power is not eligible to be elected to Australian Parliament. He became an Australian citizen when he was a teenager, but in the end, it doesn't matter. That's what the Constitution reads. So,
do you think he knew the rules? If you're going to run for that, you had to be pretty familiar with the legislation. So I bet you he snuck on there.
He probably was like, dude, hold my beer. Let's try this. There had to be a dude, hold my beer moment. So, but like I said, do you not think that he thought of it before? I think he
knew.
did.
I'm sure he had to know, because if you're going to run for that kind of position, you're familiar with the rules.
Yeah.
Unless he was totally unqualified and was like, oops, I got myself sucked into something.
Well, he claims that he hadn't realized it that New Zealand citizenship, and he also goes on to say, might be something that sticks to you in that way. So he's leaving office, and he's personally devastated, as he says. Like, also, he said that he might be financially devastated too.
Well, if he has to pay back 9 years of salary, I bet he would be financially devastated.
9 years of salary. The government could force him to repay millions of dollars in salaries and expenses that he claimed since 2008. But there is a silver lining. Laudeman jokes that he plans on voting in the next election. So, I mean, he's like, yeah, whatever. You know what? Maybe there's a couple people we need to look into to see if there's just
some rules that haven't been followed.
Yeah, really. So, good grief, these people are idiots.
Like, clearly weren't.
These people are idiots.
Like, I can't tell if it's the legislative team that's idiots, or if it's him that's an idiot.
It's everybody. They're all idiots.
Just a bunch of stupid people.
Bunch of stupid people. Anyway, that's all the time we got now for the drive home with Matt Burton's Stupid News Roundup. Thanks for listening. Be sure to like, share, subscribe, and do whatever else you want to do with this show. Until next time,